I have one major question about Family Circuit 91. Who was asking for a sequel to Family Circuit? The very early 1988 game was a top-view F1 racing game, and it was pretty good by those standards. I kind of liked it, but it also wasn't something I'd go around recommending to people. And now, for some reason, they decided to make a sequel. Maybe it's because Namco was planning a PC Engine version at the time. The 91 version is almost identical to the original, with two major changes. First, there's a pretty significant graphics improvement. Visual design on the Famicom has come a long ways, and Family Circuit 91 presents a lot more detail for the player. The other big change is now you can tune your car. And you have a pretty wide range of customization here. Okay, a lot of them just give you a scale of 1 to 10 between two extremes. Do you want your tires to be soft or hard? Well, pick a number 1 to 10 for that. How much downforce do you want your wings to generate? Rank that on a scale of 1 to 10. But that's still a lot of flexibility and detail for an 8-bit game. The most detail you get is in the transmission, where you have complete control over your gear ratios. If you don't want to tinker with this, then there are about a half dozen presets, and you can just run with one of those. Family Circuit 91 includes a battery save, so you can save all of your customizations along with your progress in any racing season. Be careful while customizing. Pressing A will accept changes and pressing B will cancel changes, but neither of them have any acknowledgement of what you're doing. There are 4 different race modes in Family Circuit 91, and the driving is the same between all of them. When you're about to race, you decide how much fuel you're going to carry. For anything other than the endurance races, you're not going to need to pit for more fuel, so you'll want to reduce the fuel that you're carrying in order to increase your speed. While driving, the A button accelerates, B button brakes, and up and down shift gears. You don't have a whole lot of indicators on screen as you drive. No speedometer, no tachyometer. You'll have to judge when to shift by the engine noise. Or, set it to automatic. In races where there are other cars on the track, they're ghosts. There's no collision with them, you can't interact with them, they're just there to show you how well you're doing. In free practice mode, you just drive a track of your choice until you're done. It's mainly there so you can get a feel for the tracks and how you've tuned your cars. Just pull into the pit when you're finished and tell it you want to quit. Time attack mode is very similar, except here it's saving your best lap times. Sprint race is the real heart of the game. You can play through a race season at 3 different difficulty levels. At novice level, you'll be hard-pressed to lose. You'll make it to the podium every time with almost no effort. The Japan season adds in a few more difficult courses, and here you can win with the default setup, but really you should be tuning your car for every track. And any mistake that you make is probably going to cause you to come in last. And the World Series has you play 16 tracks, and you have to be playing both perfect and drive an ideal car to win these races. The final race mode is Endurance, and that is a single race, but it goes on for a very long time. About 15 to 20 minutes. In this mode, you will have to use the pit stop. To do that, you just pull into the pit lane and brake, and then you get a menu that shows you all the things that you can take care of on your car. The more you do, the more time you lose. You can crash out of a race, in fact it's not that hard to do it, and you'll find that cars have a tendency to spin out pretty badly. If you do spin out, you might have some trouble getting going again. All you can do is keep the wheel straight and feather the accelerator, and if the car is spinning, wait for it to stop and try again. Like most sports games on the Famicom, there isn't really a following for Family Circuit 91 in Japan. The original Family Circuit I think gets more attention due to it being a game that came out during the Famicom boom years. Besides the PC Engine game I mentioned, there is one more sequel to this. Super Family Circuit gets released on the Super Famicom. Personally, I think it's decent as a top-view racer, and it's got quite a few cute touches. Like all the racers on the Novice Circuit are named after Namco characters. And if you beat the game, it gives you the fastest lap time on every course that the Namco employees were able to do. Still, Family Circuit 91 isn't a really thrilling game. In an odd way, I feel like the realism in the car modding makes it hold up worse. The top-down view works best for an arcade-style racing game. Fast action with snappy response. Adding a layer of simulation to it just draws comparisons with other racing games, and it doesn't hold up well in comparison with those. It's an interesting game, and I think that in 1991, people probably would have been pretty happy with it. But it's one of those cases where taking a big step toward modern design actually makes it age worse.